Blockbuster trade alert: the rumors are heating up, and now confirmation whispers are swirling that the Golden State Warriors could be striking a deal with the Philadelphia 76ers. This isn't just any trade talk, this is the kind of move that could completely shift the Warriors' future. The names being linked are massive, and the potential return could redefine Golden State's path back to championship contention. Fans are already buzzing. Will the Warriors sacrifice young talent like Jonathan Kuminga for proven star power? Or will the Sixers' demands be too high? One thing's for sure: if this deal goes through, it's going to send shockwaves across the entire NBA. The NBA world has been turned upside down. Just when fans thought the Golden State Warriors were planning a quiet reset and a strategic rebuild, a new wave of shocking rumors has hit the basketball community like a tidal wave. Yes, we're talking about the Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers being linked in what could go down as one of the biggest trades of this era. If these reports are true, the entire future of the Golden State dynasty could be reshaped overnight. Warriors fans, buckle up, because this story is about to take you on an emotional roller coaster. The whispers began quietly, but in the NBA nothing stays hidden for long. Analysts started picking up on subtle signals: front office meetings, sudden media silence from certain executives, and even cryptic social media posts from players themselves. It all points to one shocking possibility: the Warriors and the 76ers are deep in discussions about a potential blockbuster trade that could involve some of the most recognizable names in the league today. And if you think this is just another baseless rumor, think again. Insiders are saying that real conversations are happening, and the pieces of this puzzle are slowly coming together. For years, the Warriors have been known as the dynasty that rewrote basketball history. 4 championships in less than a decade, Stephen Curry redefining what's possible from beyond the arc, and a style of play that forced every other franchise to adapt or get left behind. But even dynasties don't last forever. Klay Thompson has moved on. Draymond Green, while still the emotional heartbeat of the team, is not getting younger. And Curry himself, while still one of the greatest shooters we've ever seen, is carrying the weight of age and expectations on his shoulders. The Warriors know they can't waste what little time is left of Curry's prime. And that is why a blockbuster move might be the only answer. Now let's shift the focus to Philadelphia. The Sixers have their own drama, their own frustrations, and their own desperate search for solutions. Joel Embiid is a generational talent, an MVP, and one of the most dominant centers in basketball. But year after year, the Sixers fall short when it matters most. Whether it's Ben Simmons refusing to shoot, James Harden forcing his way out, or role players failing to step up, the Sixers' window of opportunity has been closing fast. Embiid has not been shy about expressing his desire to win at the highest level, and the Sixers front office knows that if they don't surround him with the right pieces soon, they risk losing him entirely. So where do the Warriors come into this picture? According to reports, Golden State has been exploring ways to retool their roster, not with small tweaks but with bold moves that send shockwaves across the league. And the Sixers, desperate to shake things up and give Embiid a real shot at a title, might just be the perfect partner. The trade chatter has been swirling around names like Jonathan Kuminga, Andrew Wiggins, Moses Moody, and even, dare we say it, Draymond Green. Yes, you heard that right. Draymond's name has been mentioned as a potential piece in this wild scenario. Imagine this for a moment: the Warriors, who have long been criticized for being undersized in recent years, suddenly land a player like Joel Embiid. Picture Curry running the offense with Embiid setting monster screens, rolling hard to the rim, and dominating in the paint. It would be unlike anything the Warriors have had during their dynasty run. For the first time, Curry would have a true superstar big man at his side, a force who can completely change the balance of power in the Western Conference. And if Embiid does become available, Golden State is one of the few franchises bold enough to pull the trigger on such a high-risk, high-reward move. Of course, a trade of this magnitude wouldn't come cheap. The Warriors would likely have to part with Jonathan Kuminga, their brightest young star who has shown flashes of becoming a franchise cornerstone. Kuminga's athleticism, two-way potential, and ability to get to the rim make him one of the most valuable young players in the league. Add in Andrew Wiggins, whose contract and role could balance the trade financially, plus a couple of future first-round picks, and suddenly the Sixers would have an intriguing package to consider. Kuminga could blossom into a star in Philadelphia, Wiggins could provide wing defense and spacing, and the Sixers would still have flexibility to add more talent around Embiid or, if things get even more dramatic, to prepare for life after Embiid. But let's not ignore the other side of this equation. Some insiders believe that instead of Embiid being the centerpiece, the Sixers might actually be considering moving Tyrese Maxey. Maxey has exploded into stardom, becoming the perfect running mate for Embiid with his scoring bursts, relentless energy, and clutch performances. However, his value has skyrocketed to the point where Philadelphia might have to consider whether building around Maxey alone is a safer long-term bet than continuing to hitch their wagon to Embiid's injury history. If Maxey were to be involved in this trade, Golden State would suddenly gain a lightning-fast guard who could help transition them into the post-Curry era while still competing immediately. The potential scenarios are endless, and that's what makes this story so electrifying. On one hand, you have the possibility of Joel Embiid joining forces with Curry to form one of the most unstoppable inside-outside duos the league has ever seen. On the other, you have Tyrese Maxey stepping into Golden State as the bridge to the future, with Curry mentoring him into becoming the next superstar of the Bay Area. Either way, the Warriors' future would take a dramatic, wild turn that no one could have predicted at the start of this season. Now let's talk about the emotional side of things. Warriors fans have grown attached to Jonathan Kuminga. He represents hope, the idea that even after Curry eventually hangs it up, Golden State can still compete at the highest level. Trading him would not be easy. But sometimes in the NBA, you have to sacrifice tomorrow to seize today. Curry is 37 years old. He cannot wait forever for Kuminga to become a star. The Warriors have a responsibility to give Curry the best chance possible to chase one more ring before his legendary career comes to an end. That's why the pressure is on Joe Lacob and Mike Dunleavy Jr. to make the toughest decisions of their front office careers. And what about the Sixers? Trading away Embiid would be seismic. Philadelphia fans have embraced him as the process, the centerpiece of their entire rebuild. Moving on from him would feel like admitting that the process has failed. But at the same time, Sixers fans are tired of heartbreak. Year after year, the same script plays out: second-round exits, injuries, frustration. At some point, change becomes not just necessary but inevitable. A trade with Golden State, shocking as it sounds, could be the lifeline the Sixers need to finally move forward, whether that means reloading around Maxey or building a new foundation entirely. The national media has already begun debating this scenario. Some analysts are calling it a desperation move, while others are saying it's a stroke of genius. The idea of Curry and Embiid playing together has fans drooling and rivals shaking their heads. Could anyone stop a pick and roll involving those two? Could anyone match the combination of the league's greatest shooter and the most dominant big man of this generation? On the flip side, skeptics point out that Embiid's health has always been a concern. What if Golden State gives up their future for a superstar who can't stay on the court when it matters most? The tension is real, and the stakes could not be higher. Every detail, every report, every insider leak is being dissected by fans and analysts alike. Social media is on fire with trade machine screenshots, photoshopped images of Embiid in a Warriors jersey, and endless debates about whether this would be the best or worst move Golden State could make. As of now, nothing is confirmed. But the fact that these conversations are happening tells us one thing: the Warriors are not content to stand still. They are not ready to quietly fade away into mediocrity. They want to fight, they want to compete, and they want to give Curry a chance to end his career on top.